Welcome to the demonstration of the ED-916, which is a semi-annual program outputs questionnaire. In this demonstration, you will see how a revolving loan fund grantee might complete one of these questionnaires. We'll go ahead and walk through this for a sample grantee and provide helpful hints and clarifications along the way. All right, Janae, thank you for helping us. Please go through and complete the questionnaire. So as you can see on this first page, it just provides some intro information to outline what the various categories of questions will be, as well as some helpful information and reminders, especially that not all categories of questions will apply to your scope of work. So there are ways to bypass those categories or select NA or skip. And then I just want to point out here, the email address programevaluation@eda.gov is a really great resource for all grantees if they have any questions as they're completing the questionnaire or beforehand.
Okay, so here are the different categories of outputs for this questionnaire. You can click on any category of output that's relevant to your scope of work. So if financing support is what's most relevant to your scope of work and you have the data for that readily available, you can click on that, or you can press the forward arrow and it'll take you according to the order in which the categories appear.
We'll just point out here that there's a definition for each category, and if you believe that there may be some applicability to you, but you're not entirely sure, you can go ahead and select yes and walk through the questions. And as we said before, you can always skip or select NA for any of the questions within the categories that are not applicable to you. So for RLFs, I would suggest that you complete the financing activities category.
And these are just additional directions on how to go about entering the data for this category. If a question is not applicable, then you would just click NA. Okay, so you've completed the financing support section, which is why you're now at the mentoring, coaching, and training activities section, because once you complete a section, Qualtrics will take you to the next section in the order in which they appear. If this is a section that's relevant to your scope of work, you would say yes. If it's not, you would say no. If you wanted to go and see what the other category of outputs are, you would click on yes, so right there in the middle, and then it'll take you back to the main table of contents with all the other categories. And we're now at the planning and institutional development section. If this is relevant to your scope of work, you would say yes. If it's not, then you would say no. I don't imagine this being relevant to the scope of work for an RLF grantee, so you would say no. So here we're at the geography and tools section. Here we're just asking for location specific information. If that's available, you would say yes and list geographic information. If it's not available or not applicable, then you will click whichever makes the most sense. But we really encourage all grantees to provide this information if they have it. And here, if you didn't use any of these tools listed above and you use something else and you want to provide that, you would provide that in the other specify box. We're at the narrative section now, and here you can provide information regarding your award or any other thing else that you would like us to know. And then there's another question asking about any of the activities that you've done and how they've benefited distressed communities or underserved populations. Okay. And once you click submit, okay. If you click in the center here to view all categories, yep, you'll see all the categories which you've completed. And so if you click on the narrative section again and hit submit, it'll ask you if you're ready to complete all categories of outputs. This is just to make sure that you have completed all the relevant categories. And if you have, then you'll just click on the forward arrow.
Can you further explain the 25% for this?
So that's a SEDS question. So if you responded yes to planning and institutional development, it will take you to the SEDS section. If you didn't, then that shouldn't be highlighted, but it should be able to allow you to skip that section if it's not relevant to you.
Okay.
Yeah, so the 28% is just marking how far you've progressed within the category.
Okay, so next steps to complete.
Yep. Forward arrow. Okay. And then it'll just tell you, thank you for completing the survey, and it provides you a PDF of all of your responses, and you can keep this for your records to reference later or whatever else need you may have for it.
Great. Thank you so much, Janae, for helping us with this. We hope that RLF grantees find this helpful as they prepare to complete their ED-916 in the future.